I still have pants on, I assure you. Hey.
I very rarely do the show with pants on.
And now that's all recorded live. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to OT Graps. Um, we both do have pants on for the record. I just want it
Yes,
to be
we
known.
do have pants on. Yes, we do.
Now, this is a pants on show, all right? This is not the WWE locker room in 1997. Which, by the way, I heard was a hell of a place for a party. But yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to be a part of that party.
Nah, not at all. Why don't you tell the people about your background, bud? What's going on?
I mean, well, I'll tell the people and you as I try to adjust the focus. Ooh, my focus needed more focus. So as you guys can tell, this is a different setting. It probably sounds a little different. I'm still working out. I'm working out a lot of things right now. We just had a bit of a move, so this is the first draft of what is going to be the Real Take Studio, and we'll have a software update every show as we go. Don't worry, just like the old app. Except unlike Apple, these won't suck ass. But
Are you still in the area that you were before, or you move out of the area too?
I am not going to disclose my location to all the
That's
wonderful
what I said.
people on
Don't
this
tell your
show.
location. That's why I said yes or no.
I am still in Maryland.
There you go.
That is. I will tell you details
That's all.
off air.
That's all I want to
still
know.
in
That's
Maryland. No, I moved to actually. I'll have you know. I actually moved to Antarctica.
I believe that. Actually.
Or no, I moved down. I moved down under. I'm moved down under. You know, I'm living with Grace and Woola. Grace
with
and
the jellies and the
Woola.
You
Guys, welcome back to the show. As I'm trying to adjust. Many things in my life are being adjusted. This podcast and this channel is no different. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. MGT says MGT is here. I can see that, and he can see us. Good to see you, MGT. CC says lies. Hi, y'all. Oh, she says lies. I'm sure she was saying lies about us having pants on. I am. Okay. Pants. See? Ow.
I have shorts on, so
no. Try that. Try. I love how your shorts so baggy. You had to lift them. You're like, look at how baggy they are. These shorts are straight out of the '90s. I was watching Boy Meets World the other day, bro. It was either your shorts were up here, you were wearing those booty shorts, or they were down to your ankles. There was no in between in the '90s.
There was no in between, man. No. So at the end of the '80s was when I was a wee lad.
A wee lad of 42 in 1989.
A wee lad. And dude, like, oh my god, the option of having them super baggy and long was great because they used to hit me in mid-thigh.
Why am I so low to the ground? This show is off to a mess so far.
Great start.
Yeah, great start to the show. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hit up Trevor on Cash App too while you're at it. You should just have your Cash App up here. Except
I will give you $1.
Oh, hey, that's one more. Hey, man, that's one more dollar, and you got to borrow from the little dude from across the street. You know, Everybody Hates Chris is getting a reboot.
I heard, actually. Don't know how I feel about it.
CC says, he has called me a communist at least 4 times because I told him to put pants on. What's wrong?
This is true.
Why are you attacking the good people?
I don't attack good people.
Why are you attacking our fans, Trevor?
She attacked me first.
MGT says, hey Trev, before we start, I'm telling you right now, don't show your pets. hey Trevor,
you got it, MGT.
Hey Trevor, we know you got pants on, but do not pull out your snake. All right, leave that for OnlyFans. Leave that for your OnlyFans. You should do that. You should start OnlyFans where you just like, I'm pulling out my snake, and it's like, it's just your snake, Mr. Wigglypuff, whatever his name was.
Noodles.
Liam in the chat's here as well. He says you can look what you can't touch. Surf Wrestling says I saw Trevor's older brother AJ last Friday. Wait,
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see him.
do you know surf wrestling?
No, he's talking about Francis, Adrian
Oh,
Francis.
yo, that is your older brother.
Mhm.
Trevor Francis. Liam says hello. Surf Wrestling's here. We got a whole crew, guys. Hit that like button,
Good to
subscribe,
see
hit that
you
notification
guys.
bell. We got
I was actually very surprised to see him though. To see the Hit Squad back though.
we'll talk about it. Hit Row returned. Karrion Cross returned since the last time we did a show. We also are going to be talking about an AEW, the AEW video game that's upcoming. The Fight Forever video game gives me big vibes of SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. And we're also going to be talking about big returns in AEW and WWE as well. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Before we do, Trevor, I forgot who went last time. I'm not going to lie. So we got to do this icebreaker. I'm
You
thinking
gonna
of a
go?
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 2.
Hmm. Zero? No.
Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something?
One.
That's me then. All right, cool. Because I'm number one. I'm number one on the field. Number one in your hearts. All right, cool. So Trevor, my icebreaker to you is: what is your least favorite wrestling storyline? Okay, I'm gonna least favorite major wrestling storyline. So it could
Major one.
like one that took up a significant enough time on TV to be thoroughly annoying.
Jeez, that's oh, there are a few of those. Um, there are a few of those. Now, let's see. I mean, of course, like you can go back to some of the Attitude Era days with like the corporate ministry and and corporate and all, a couple of storylines with that were just god awful. Um, looking back on it, I've been watching some wrestling. Looking back on it, the storyline leading up to DX reuniting, like when they were fighting the Spirit Squad, that was
when Vince
pretty
McMahon,
bad.
when God himself jobbed out to
Yes,
Vince McMahon, you're talking about that?
that was pretty bad. That was pretty. I went back and actually watched that entire storyline, and I'm like, God, that was the same one where he threw the water on the floor, and he goes, he looks at Shane, and Shane goes, "What are you doing?" He said, look, Shane, what am I doing? He goes, "Making a mess." He said, "No, I'm walking on water." Like, it was so bad, so bad.
See, I thought that was like one of those things, like it's one of those things where, in my opinion, it was so bad, it was great. Like,
Yeah, it was so bad, it was funny, right?
I mean, other than the whole God thing, that was like
That was a bit
deranged.
Like
He was deranged at that point.
yeah, it was a bit much because like the thing was it was cool. You got DX to come back. That was cool. I mean the what do they call the cheerleading squad?
The Spirit Squad.
Spirit
Kenny,
Squad.
Nikki, Mikey, Mitch.
Mikey. It was terrible. But I mean, like I said, when I first saw it, of course, I'm like, oh, DX is back. It's great. But looking back at it, I'm like, it was just awful. This took a lot of time for no reason.
I mean, look, God, Vince McMahon jobbing out God is right up there as far as one of the worst things WWE's ever done in a storyline, wise. I mean, for me, right? So here's the thing, right? There's a lot of storylines you could go to. For me, man,
Oh, it's so many.
I went to Katie Vick. Here's the thing. This is right around the time that I got into wrestling, like started watching and like remembering watching. And it's weird. It's one of those things where I either had like a fake memory that this happened, or it was one of those things where I saw it and I kind of repressed it in my mind, and then years later I realize, oh shit, this actually did happen. Either way, Katie Vick is a thing that did happen, unfortunately, where Triple H wad a corpse in storyline in kayfabe, and it was Kane's girlfriend who Kane had accidentally murdered. It's not great. It's not great. It did so much damage.
It's not by a long shot. No.
Like let's take out the fact that it was a completely shit storyline. It did so much damage to Kane's credibility as this monster who had this great backstory of being this literal monster, the Mike Myers of WWE, who was locked up in a sanatorium until he was like 30 or whatever, when Paul Bear was like, "Oh yes, I'm gonna bring. It's gonna be Kane. It's gonna be Kane. It's gonna be Kane." Michael. Yeah. So like that was an amazing backstory. Probably the best backstory in WWE history, like that of Kane and the Undertaker. And then we find out that Kane was a jock with a girlfriend. And he was like driving to and from like high school parties. I'm like, where in your timeline did this happen? Did Wolverine go back in time and mess up the WWE timeline too? Like, well, what is the deal? What is the deal? I mean, it is. I mean, there's that, but then there's also the part where Triple H in kayfabe was having wah with a corpse. That's not great, folks. Not great.
No, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah. We got Liam. We got Liam in the chat saying, "Bring back the Spirit Squad." hey, the Spirit Squad weren't. Look, they had a job to do, and they did that job.
Yeah, I mean, we got.
Well, their job was to be like fodder for DX to beat up. That was their job, and they did it well.
They did a good job of that. We got it was Ziggler out of it, you know.
We also got Kenny Dykstra. Yeah. Remember him with his whole like with the ferret? You know, he had the ferret around him. He's like, "Hoo, I'm a sexy Kenny Dykstra."
I forgot about Kenny Dykstra too. I actually liked Kenny, but you know his character was terrible. But this is awful.
Be careful which Kenny you talk about here. We also got MGT in the chat says, Vince in his own mind when he faced God defeated him, and it was like the passing of the torch. Oh my god, what? And Liam in the chat says, controversial here. Oh gosh, Liam's about to drop a nuke. Controversial here. Mine is Bobby's title reign, the one where Drew kept trying to get the match and Bobby refused an MVP. I mean, look, Thunder. Okay, look. Here's the thing. I think pandemic era wrestling in general, you could definitely go up in there because it was hard to watch wrestling in those times. Like, yeah, even though there were some great matches that came out of that era, it's just hard to go. Like, I'll never go back and watch one of those matches, especially in the Thunderdome. I'll never go back. And there were some great ones, like Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns match, Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. Insert person here versus Roman Reigns, great match, right? I'm not watching. I'm not going back and watching some of those matches back. It's just too much. It's too much. We got Surf Wrestling saying, $1 million question for you, Trevor and Omer. Should Bray Wyatt return after Clash of the Castle? Yes or no? Well, we'll save that. We'll get to that in literally a second. CC rounds us out by saying, a corpse? Frowny face.
Yes.
Surf Wrestling says Leo Rush has been teasing WWE all week. Oh, Leo Rush is a tease. He does what he does, and he is doing his job. He is getting name recognition. Mm-hmm. He's gonna land somewhere when and if he wants to come back to wrestling. Surf Wrestling also says, I honestly think Leo Rush did a fake retirement to see if WWE would call him. I don't think it is a fake retirement. I think Leo Rush is like the thing people need to understand about Leo Rush is he's a different cat. He's just a different. He's just a different cat. He marches to a beat of his own drum, and I don't mean that in a patronizing way. I think he's actually living life a lot the way that a lot of us wish we had the confidence to live with, and it's working for him because he's that damn good. To be honest with you, like he's that damn good. And if Leo Rush says, "I want to retire," Cool. If I
Leo
want to come
Rush,
back, I'll come back.
among other people, are part of the reason why people pay attention to MCW wrestling for the Cup tournament. Like he won it like 2-3 years in a row. Like
Who?
he
Who?
he put that
Who? Who?
on a
Who?
map.
Who?
Like he part
Who?
of the reason that he put that on the
Who?
map. Like Leo Rush
What map?
enjoys
They're on the back of
indie
the
wrestling
map.
more than
They're on the back of the map at McDonald's, like one of those like things the kids get like that. Like the
a
crayons
lot
and
of people
that.
know about that
I
cup.
don't know what the the MCW Crab Cup, like the Crab Cup.
You
We have
watch
a
CW?
no. I don't watch MCW. I've been to a few shows. They're fun and all.
Yeah, I've been to a couple. Yeah,
I
I've been to a
don't
couple
watch
of
the
them.
product. I'm not a little mark like you are, Trevor.
How is that a mark? Just because I like indie
You
wrestling?
like your little indie darling.
I like Matt Cardona and oh look, Nick Cage. Wow.
Yes, my man Nick
No,
Gage.
I'm gonna.
That was actually a good spot. That was a good spot, actually. I don't know if you saw it. It was a pretty good spot when they the and the fact that they looked like Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth getting married. I don't know if you saw it. But
Does Nick Cage have a wife?
no, so Matt Cardona and his I forget his wife's name.
Oh,
They
Chelsea
did
Green.
Chelsea Green, yeah. They did a mock wedding at GCW over the weekend. And if you get a chance, pull it up to see what the outfits look like, Miss Elizabeth and Macho. And Nick Gage came out there and beat the crap out of Matt Cardona.
I am gonna be very careful with my Nick Gage slander because I'm going to a GCW show in Chicago, or sorry, in Schaumburg, in a few weeks, and I am I have no problem if Matt Cardona pulls up on me and squares up to me. I'm just gonna be like, okay, you're big as shit, and you're probably gonna whip my ass. It's not gonna make you a good wrestler.
Introduce Pizza Cutter.
Oh no! So see, Nick Gage. I like. I look. I fear Nick Cage. like no, don't get me wrong. I like anyone who says they don't fear Nick Gage is lying to themselves. I do fear what that man could do to me with a pizza cutter. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, no, I'm not going like that. I'm not gonna let myself go like that. So no, Nick Gage, Mazel Tov. You're an amazing human being. Keep doing what you're doing. I think. I hope. I don't know. Just don't hurt me. That's all I really care about. But we'll talk about that. Anyway, Trevor, first topic of the day. There has been a lot of talk. There's been reports that Bray Wyatt back to WWE is the likely scenario here. We know that Triple H is in charge. Things have changed dramatically in WWE over the last number of weeks from a creative standpoint, from the way the show is presented. You're seeing some insanely good changes that are making Raw and SmackDown more watchable. And now you're also seeing a shift of talent. Like we'll talk about the shift of momentum in a second, but Bray Wyatt, what do you think about these reports that Bray Wyatt is likely headed back to WWE? Do you think they're accurate? And if so, is he going to be a good fit?
It's possible. Like, so here's the thing. We've talked about Bray Wyatt's tenure in WWE and the things that were wrong with it, the things that were good with it. Like, honestly, to me, the most wrong that you could find with it was the fact that it didn't help develop his character. Like, he developed this character from the bottom up. He did everything he was supposed to do, and it was chef kiss. Even the Fiend was great, but the lack of storyline, the lack of the bad writing, the lack of even trying to give him good matches for his character was just not there. The interest wasn't there. I think the interest was there for the fans originally, but they dropped the ball so much with him. Most fans were like, I like Bray, but I'm done seeing the Fiend. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't fun anymore. And then that whole the whole thing, the last thing with him and Randy Orton, that was the straw that broke the camel's back to me, man. That was just bad. Oh, that was just bad. That's a storyline that could have been on here too. That was terrible.
Bray Wyatt's last run in WWE was actually pretty bad.
It was awful. But I don't think it was his fault. I definitely don't think
None
it
of
was
it
his
was.
fault.
Yeah.
But no, like I think if Triple H is doing what I think he's doing, I could see him being a good fit for the future of WWE. I mean, but the problem is, and I think, I mean, it's less of a problem here than it would be in AEW. But the problem is, you got you're doing good stuff. You got all these people coming back, all these big stars coming back. Where do you put them? I mean, I'm sure you can find an area for him, and find competition, and find a storyline for him.
We'll put
I'm
him on
pretty sure. I'm
NXT
almost positive.
2.0.
but
Whoa, whoa!
but it's
It's
one of those
2.0.
things. But this is one of those things. Like, where do you put him? Like, but I could see him going back to WWE for the right situation.
Do
Definitely.
you remember that? I'm so sorry. Like I am ADHD all over the place today. Do you remember that theme song for NXT? The whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
we own the night. I'm like, it's like the
Terrible.
most generic like theme they could have
terrible.
ever had. Like that's like when I think of NXT 2.0, that's what I think. I'm like, whoa, whoa, it's 2.0.
That theme song was so bad. Oh, so
It
bad.
was so bad.
That theme song was terrible.
Come back to Bray Wyatt real quick. The topic at hand. Here's the thing. I think that Bray Wyatt. I know a lot of people are like, oh,
Bray Wyatt can only succeed in the WWE.
like there's a lot of people who think I'm like, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, whatever you want to call him, will succeed no matter which company he goes.
Where he goes.
Exactly. And if you ask me, there are only two places he can go: AEW, WWE. He's the biggest fish. He's going to go to the biggest ponds available. Right now, the biggest pond is going to be WWE. I think Triple H would love to work with Bray from a creative standpoint. I think that he would actually let Bray do Bray because he understands wrestling and he understands what works in 2022. And let's be honest, who's going to be able to offer Bray Wyatt the most amount of money? Who's going to be able to offer him the biggest creative budget, the best value, all that? It's WWE. No matter the Vince McMahon stuff aside, we know that Vince McMahon, by the way, according to reports from Fightful from last week, was an unmitigated just bully to Bray Wyatt. He was fat shaming him as soon as he would come back from the curtain. He would call him piggy, call him all these terrible things, and and apparently he was sick of him by the end. He was just sick of Bray Wyatt pushing back at every shitty idea that Vince McMahon threw his way. Which, if you were a talent, that's what you're taught to do. It's literally what Vince says. Well, if the talent's got a better idea, they better propose it to me. And then they would propose it to be like, oh God, look at this guy, I hate him. Like, what are you supposed to do as a talent in that situation? You can't do nothing. Completely different ballpark, completely different situation, completely different circumstance now with Triple H in charge. I think Bray has chance to succeed and pick things up where he left off, honestly, with The Fiend. I would love to see that. I would love to see a Fiend redemption tour, even if he comes back as like, yeah, Sister Abigail. Oh, yeah, I'm a spooky Bray. Run.
Spooky.
Yeah, even if he comes back as that Bray, that'd be funny. See what I did there?
Hilarious.
See what I did there? Put the.
I like that.
Wait. Oh, yeah. You do it real quick. Do it real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, weird.
This show is going somewhere. I don't know where.
We have three types of shows whenever we do this show. One is like a perfect show where we're just firing on all cylinders. One is a tired show where we're both tired. One is just a WTF show. This is a WTF show.
This is one of those.
So enjoy the ride while it lasts. One other note that I do want to talk about seriously, I want to talk about the idea of Bray Wyatt fitting outside of WWE because I I disagree. There's conventional wisdom on the internet and amongst wrestling fans in general that a character like Bray Wyatt would not work in AEW, would not work in MLW or anywhere else where wrestling is taken quote unquote more seriously. And I hear that, right? And I understand where it's coming from because AEW presents itself as a more realistic view of wrestling. It was a more sports-based product, which it is. I agree it is. However, when it comes to professional wrestling, I think we're all, at the end of the day, we're all watching at home, right? And this is not going to sound good. I'm not going to have I don't have like a really good argument for my case. All I will tell you is there are some like spooky magic storylines that are good. There are some spooky magic. There's a lot of spooky magic storylines that are crap. Bray Wyatt, 10 out of 10 times. Spooky, like if he's allowed to do what he does, spooky Wyatt storylines are a 10 out of 10. And if you present, I don't care if you present it on AEW TV, it can be an anomaly in itself on TV, whatever. I don't care. It's going to work. And there's always going to be the people online who are like,
look at this WWE superstar coming to AEW. How dare you, sir?
Like, there's always going to be those people around. I'm about to go. I need to calm down before I'm going to piss off everyone. I'm going to go to Schaumburg and I'm not going to come back. Like this is pissing off literally everyone I'm about to go see. No, I do think that the right character could work in that situation. And I think Bray would be that right character, honestly.
I think so too. I think I understand where everyone's coming from with it because the other promotions are giving off a more serious type, whatever. But
they have a 1,000-year-old demon on their show.
I was going to say like. Malachi
and housing, classes, rule, and monies.
And then you have your dead housing, dead housing, but I think Bray could possibly work. Like you have, let's be honest, you have Darby Allin who is probably died 16 times over, and
literally we have seen that man die.
Literally, like, and then and Sting nowadays has a darker appearance, a darker character is of late, and you also have the House of Black.
They did the broken Matt Hardy stuff, and it worked. Yeah, it worked great. I love the all elite deletion, whatever it was called. I loved it.
I honestly believe that the broken Matt Hardy stuff wouldn't have worked in WWE. To be honest with you,
right? It didn't work in WWE. It didn't. Remember, they tried it, and Vince was like, "We're gonna make it serious. Look at it." I think I got it out of my system now. I think I'm gonna be cool.
I think it's not gone.
In my mind, Vince is like Aku from Samurai Jack. He's like, yeah, you shall not pass, Jack. And Samurai Jack's just like, you have like fucking Drew McIntyre with his sword, going, I will slay this dragon. I am not a bastard.
I'm not a bastard.
This is absolute silliness. Let's move on before we lose viewers. CC in the chat says, "Hey, my cousin is a pretty good indie wrestler and a good friend. Well, I'm gonna come on the show. I'm gonna come on the show. We'll have him on.
I've been trying to get him on, honestly. Takashi.
Takeshi. Is this guy just Rikishi under a mask?
No,
Takeshi. It's Takeshi. No, I did it.
Her other cousin just started too. She has two cousins that wrestle. One, Malcolm, I believe, is the other one. He just started. I actually love his character. It's very interesting. Okay. They both wrestle for North Carolina Promotions. One of them wrestles for DPW though.
Well, tell them to come on the show. They're in the open invite.
Absolutely.
Or you can organize that. Let me know.
Ever chat with them? Absolutely.
Have a little,
They're good kids too. So.
have a little chat with them. I want to learn these kids a little something about wrestling. Remember, it's like I'm like the old dude from Rocky. Where it's just like
yeah.
No. I'm
You're
the
gonna
fat
eat.
dude. No, I'm the fat dude from Rocky. I'm the dude. I'm telling you exactly what to do. I was like, come on, Rocky, you gotta punch him, Rocky. You gotta punch him.
I thought you were gonna be Mickey. When you're done with me, kid, you're gonna eat thunder and grab lightning.
Get up, Rocky. Get up, Rocky.
Like I'm the unathletic. I'm the unathletic coach. He's like just sitting over there eating pie. I was like, all right, come on, look at you. You're getting thick under the.
Man.
This is an unmitigated disaster. Moving on. MGT in the chat says, guys, you know that NXT 2.0 feels more important than Rampage, if I'm being honest? I would say they're about the same level of importance, honestly.
At this point, yeah.
I will say this. You will always find better matches on Rampage than NXT 2.0. But you will always find better storyline development on NXT 2.0 rather than Rampage.
Yeah. In NXT 2.0, it's definitely stepping their game up. I will definitely give them that. They're definitely stepping the game up a little bit. But I still think Rampage is the better show at the moment.
When was the last time you watched Rampage live? NXT?
I watched Rampage last week, actually.
Who won? Who won on Rampage? Who won the Rampage match on Rampage?
You're gonna sit there and ask me a question. I can't even remember what I ate yesterday.
It's like can't remember wrestling. It's an amazing. Neither of us can remember wrestling. This is an amazing podcast we're doing.
This is a great podcast. We do great things.
Liam in the chat says, Omar, how do Omar? Do you know how much I love Ryder? Don't be talking bad about Cardona. Hey, I love Zack Ryder. I hate Matt Cardona.
He's not a fan of Matt Cardona.
No, man. It's like, look.
Like Zack Ryder, though.
Well, what's wrong with it? Zack Ryder was a fun guy. I like Z True Long Island Story. Like, I mean,
whoa.
You know it, and it was great. What's wrong with that?
I was a huge
these
Zack
are two complete guys. These are two completely different human beings. Like, this is
he did that on purpose.
No. What do you mean? No, they're like two different people. I don't know where Zack Ryder went. Like, guys, this is like saying that. Oh, This is like saying I like John Moxley, therefore I hate Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson, whatever, right? Like, no. It's like saying that like you can hate El Generico and love Sami Zayn because they're two different human beings.
Of course,
you can hate you can hate Bryan Danielson but love John Moxley. Two different human beings. You can hate Trevor, but love me because that's the right thing to do. Now,
this is a great campaign.
And furthermore,
now here comes the blatant racist.
Have you ever seen? No. What? What? Oh, don't you dare accuse me of something that horrible. I am not Hulk Hogan or Vince McMahon.
No, you're not. But no, the reason it's funny is because you're a minority. That's why it was funny.
It depends who you ask on the internet. But the term white passing has been thrown around very loosely by people lately, which that's a topic for another day. What's our next topic? Fight Forever. AEW Fight Forever video game, Trevor. Trevor, AEW's video game has been in production since the genesis of the promotion, and now it looks like it is closer than ever to launching. There is not an official release date yet. However, it is coming to consoles near you very soon.
Yes.
Yep. So as we start to see the promos and the gameplay, like I've already seen some of the gameplay for the Fight Forever video game.
Did you see the showcase they did with Tony Schiavone and Britt Baker?
Yeah, where Tony Schiavone got offered some crusty pizza. I saw that. I thought that was amazing. But yeah, no. So I'm looking at this game, and I think you had similar thoughts. But as I'm watching the gameplay, I'm watching the demo. I'm thinking this is exactly what Kenny Omega said it would be. Because Kenny Omega, when he was explaining like what this video game would end up being, he said it was going to be like a throwback to pro wrestling games of the past. When I was interested, what does he mean by that? Is he talking about, like 90s pro wrestling games? Is he talking about, like 2000s? And I think we got our answer. It's like that perfect time of like the turn of the century, like that late 90s, early 2000s era, the No Mercies, the SmackDown version, or no, not SmackDown version at all, but the SmackDown Shut Your Mouth game. Like that's what this reminded me of. Like even the angle of showing the rampway and all that. I love that. The graphics were on point, and people I know are complaining online saying,
Oh, these graphics are about 15 years too old, sir.
to which I say, have you even heard anything they said? This was not supposed to be a simulation based game. This was supposed to be a wrestling game, and that's what it is. And I think that's cool to have. And it's cool that I'm going to be able to wrestle with Darby Allin. It's cool that I'm going to be able to wrestle with Lance Archer, who I think is going to be OP in that game for no reason at all. He's just going to be big as shit OP for no reason at all.
I think Darby's going to be OP too, honestly. Because the sheer amount that you can jump off with this man.
I hope they have like storylines where Darby Allin just like falls out of airplanes or something. Like go all crazy with it.
Because apparently they do have a career mode. So,
what do you think about the AEW Fight Forever video game?
So when I first heard about it, I'm still skeptical because I haven't played it yet. But from what it looks like you said, it looks like that genre of video game that we're used to back in the day, especially I know my generation growing up, like the No Mercies and the WrestleFest and games like that. Like it remind now if the mechanics play like not like arcade style and play like an actual wrestling game, that'll be 10 times better. But the one thing that I've always gotten sick of for WWE, sometimes the controls are too complicated, and like you don't need
you remember when you had to do like mini games to kick out of like basic maneuvers? I hated those.
Oh my god, I hate that.
Just let me tap some buttons. Just want to tap some buttons. Like no logic. Just let me tap buttons and go.
The button mashers were great, right? Like because that's what made No Mercy so good. Like the fact that you could just like, but and even the old Sega.
What were you doing there, buddy? What was oh my. It's just much like WWE TV, and the maturity rating on this just went up.
But no, I think it looks great. I think the fact that Kenny Omega backing it, since he is a huge video game guy, helps it out a lot. But no, I can't wait. Honestly, it looks good. It looks a lot of potential. But MGT did mention something that I didn't think of. It coming out around the same time, 2K23. It could pose a problem.
Yeah, it could. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing, right? I don't like the idea of WWE releasing a 2K23 at all. Like, I know that they're doing it or whatever, but and that's fine. But I'm like,
just released the last.
They just released like 2K20. Because it was on hold for 3 years, but it was such a great game. The latest 2K was such a great game, and it was fun to play, and it was like, and I thought they were gonna do a thing where they did like, you know how UFC like does a thing where they release a new game every like 3 or 4 years or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do something like that because it's like such a good game. Like that's a game that could last you a while. No, we want your money. Bobbity boopity. Let's get that money. Let's get that bread, sir.
What's that money?
Okay. Anyway, but I mean, is that gonna be a problem? Yeah. I'll be honest. If they release it in October, which I believe October like 20 something is the release date, or the proposed release date, I should say, of WWE 2K23, that would be a problem. I think that it would behoove them to maybe wait off and like wait till like right around Christmas time. AEW marketing, hit me up. Release your game right around Christmas time. What do you want for Christmas? I want AEW Fight Forever. Like
That was a terrible clap.
that wasn't a clap. That was a clap. Fight Forever. Subscribe. Either way, we're gonna play it. I'm probably gonna do some capture card stuff where you and I play against each other. Are you what do you got? Xbox, PS4?
I don't know what you got. Yeah, I got Xbox.
You got Xbox. We got
Series
Xbox.
X.
Xbox. So up the X.
Yes, I got Series Xbox Series X. The newest one. You got a digital one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got the Series S because I am one, broke, two, cannot be bothered to buy like more than like a game at a time. But that will be one of my games. That and Madden and 2K. Like, that's all I need. What more do I need in my life? Madden, wrestling. Although no, I'm probably gonna get FIFA because the World Cup's coming up.
I'm about to say, yeah, that's coming.
Yeah. Hey, Real Take Cup Talk. YouTube.com/Real Take Sports. Coming your way soon. Anyway, this show is something else, isn't it? Let's move on and talk about. Oh, sorry. MGT in the chat says, the thing is, Vince booked Bray Wyatt well. The problem is that he didn't have him win big matches. That was not right. That's booking.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's by definition that's booking. I mean, like, he booked the match.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like that's definitely booking.
And I mean, he also gave him like crap material sometimes. Like Bray would give them gold, and like he would get some of that through, and then in return he would get stuff like the ending with Alexa Bliss. And I'm not saying that's Alexa Bliss's fault, because there are idiots online who, like, when Bray Wyatt was released, were like attacking Alexa Bliss online, which was so stupid. Like, I'm saying the whole thing shouldn't have happened. Like Alexa Bliss shouldn't have been in that feud. She's big enough where she could have been in doing her own thing. Like, Alexa Bliss is someone who doesn't need the title to be relevant. But you would think WWE would know that, but they didn't at the time. But that's where that stands. MGT says, CC says, you two are so silly today. 10 out of 10. We are silly. That is true. Silly. Silly goose. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Kenny. By God. Oh, Mega. I hear the battle cry. I hear the devil's cry. A one-winged angel fly. Are you ready to go? Are you ready for this? AEW can't copyright me for that. They won't. And if they do, that's all on them. The bleeding in your ears is all on AEW, if that's the case. But Trevor, our world champion Kenny,
yes,
by God, Omega is likely making a return Wednesday night on AEW Dynamite. Team up with the Young Bucks in the first round of the Trios Tag Team Tournament. That's a mouthful to say.
Just to let you know, I'm having issues with my computer over here. So
you're good. We can hear you perfectly. We can hear you perfectly. We can see you perfectly. You are beautiful, McKing. Anyway, Kenny, by God, Omega making his return likely tomorrow night in that Trios Tournament, teaming with the Young Bucks. It's been teased everywhere. It's been teased on Dynamite. It was teased this past episode of on BTE, where the end is where Nick Jackson is on the phone with somebody asking him to be his tag team partner, and you just hear the little riff of Kenny Omega's theme song as it cuts to black. We're ready. We have not seen likely the best wrestler of this generation, Kenny Omega, in action since November, since he lost that in AEW World Championship, his AEW World Championship. Who needs Don Callis when you have me? Kenny, hire me, Kenny. Anyway, but Kenny Omega's back, and he's in the trios tournament. Trevor, say something. Just say something. Like how great is this? How great is this? Kenny Omega back.
Dude, like Kenny Omega. I was thinking about Kenny when they were doing the whole trios thing recently. Anyway, I was like, I wonder if he's coming back. This is a perfect time for it to come back. I kind of thought like they were gonna do something with Hangman. I was like, nah, that's cool and all, but no, it would make more sense to do it with Kenny. So yes, I can't wait. Oh my god, Kenny Omega. I want I'm wondering what condition he's in after sitting out so long for all the injuries and everything he had. I'm pretty sure he's been rehabbing and everything, but like just wondering what shape he's in, and also what the storyline.
You want to know what shape Kenny Omega's in? That shape right there. You know what that's called? Better shape than you and I will ever be in our entire lives. That shape.
Oh, dude. Even out of shape, he's in better shape than I will ever be in.
Kenny Omega is just like, yeah. I'm so excited to see Kenny Omega back. Like I'm literally giddy because all the people that we were talking about, guys, all the people that we were talking about that were injured, the Kenny Omegas, the Bryan Danielsons, the CM Punks, all these guys who were like, they're injured. AEW's roster.
AEW roster is going to hell. Look, they have no stars.
They got them all back. I'm going to get it all back, Daddy. And that's what Tony Khan said, and that's exactly what happened. They got CM Punk back. They got Bryan Danielson back, and now they have Kenny, by God, Omega. This is going to be great. All Out is going to be huge. I am so excited. Say hi to me if you're there, people. And
that's where you are going.
Yeah, I am going. I'm going to Schaumburg. I'm not going to Chicago. I'm going to Schaumburg, people. Schaumburg. Because that's where this is. It's not in Chicago. And I'm still going to, yes, I'm going to complain about that every single time I talk about it. But, and this is a big one. Trevor, my question to you is, as Kenny Omega is likely making his return, he's probably, it's assumed that he and the Bucks are going to win the trios titles. We know that the Undisputed Elite are not in the tournament. So this is likely going to lead to a feud between those two teams. I think depending on Adam Cole's readiness, if Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly are ready, you could see the trios match of the Elite versus the Undisputed Elite as soon as Grand Slam, which that would be one hell of a main event to Grand Slam and one hell of a reason for me to go. But
where is it?
New York, Grand Slam every year. New York. New York. New York. Yeah, New York. Go Yankees. Go Yankees.
But don't say that blasphemous show.
I'm a Nats fan. I don't care about the Yankees. If you're a Mets fan, you know what I think about the Mets. No. But my question to you, Trevor, outside of the Undisputed Elite versus the Elite feud, which match are you most looking forward to with Kenny Omega back? Like, what's the match?
Honestly, I would love to see Kenny and CM Punk. Honestly, that'd be a good one. That'd be a great one. Since my boy is there, I would love to see it again. Kenny and Will Ospreay. That's another good one. Let's get another Bryan
Danielson. Give me the match. Give me the match. I want Bryan Danielson. I know I've said this a bunch of times. My favorite match of all time is Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega at Grand Slam. It was like very few times, right? That was one of those things. It was built up to be this huge dream match, and everyone was like, "Oh, is it going to live up to expectations?" And I was just like, the second they kicked off, I was like, Oh my God, this is actually living up to every expectation I had. And they went to a time limit draw. And I want to see Bryan versus Kenny Omega. Hour long, 3 hour. Give me a 3 hour match. I don't care. Give a 3 hour long Iron Man match. Who wins? Let's figure it out. Let's
That'd be a great one, man.
be
I can't
3 hours. Could you watch? If there were two wrestlers that I would watch for 3 hours, it would be these two. Not going to be lying.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I also think
wouldn't
that Kenny Omega versus Cesaro would be a great match. Or
I
sorry,
was
Claudio.
just about to say that. Yeah. Him and Claudio will be a good one. A very good one, actually. Have they wrestled before?
I believe they have in ROH.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I thought they did. At least once.
Let me see.
Through the power of Google.
Oh, yep. 2008, and this is Ring of Honor. Yep. They wrestled.
Thought so.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, ROH had terrible audio back in the day. Oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, Kenny Omega's back. I'm excited. Everyone is. Everyone should be. Oh, Trevor. What else is new? What else is going on in the world of Trevor's wrestling? What are you watching these days?
Last stuff. I watched some old WWE back when there was a new sheriff in town when Shawn Michaels was the commissioner, and he said sheriff in town 87 times.
I thought you were talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was the sheriff. When he was the sheriff of Raw, that was funny. Do you remember the time where Triple H was doing his whole entrance and Austin's in the ring and he's like, "Turn the damn lights off! Turn the damn lights off!"
No, don't spit that water.
It's like, "You better spit that water out." It's like, and the longer you take, the more pissed off I'm gonna get. Like.
That was so great. It was so great.
Amazing.
But yeah, I was just watching. Like I said, I saw snippets of GCW over the weekend. I've been watching DPW here and there. I watched some of MCW Shamrock Cup.
Wait, they're calling it. They're calling it the Shamrock Cup?
I thought that's what it was called.
Very interesting.
But yeah, just been watching other stuff. How about you? You done with your misery of WC?
No, I guess what my next thing is. Russo's Revenge, baby. I am deep in 2000s WCW. It is... Yeah. It is. Look, it's almost over. We're about like 9 months away from the closure of the company. At this point, I think I'm like midway through 2000. So look, it's bad, and it's not gonna get better at this point. Like it's actually amazing. They were still like the highest rated show on TNT even when they were this bad. I was like, that tells you how hot wrestling was back in the day. Like.
Oh hell yeah!
No matter how crap it was, you were gonna get ratings. Like it was crazy. But all of those ratings like dwarf what Raw or SmackDown get now. Like even WCW at the end was getting like 2-3 million people, or like at minimum. So I mean, yeah, wrestling was hot back then. But yeah, no, it is bad. Russo is, I believe, about to win the WCW World Championship. God help us. And
oh yeah,
and he's about to pick Tank Abbott to win the title eventually. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that did happen. I forgot.
Also, nothing makes sense.
After about January of 2000, nothing makes a damn bit of sense.
It's Bret Hart's injury. Bret Hart's injury is when things like really like it. They were already they took a considerable nosedive. Here's the thing.
Oh yeah.
So things took a nosedive in like '98, if we're being honest, right? Like Halloween Havoc '98 was bad, and like watching TV week to week in '98 was so bad because every week you'd get like 8 NWO promos because you get the And it's worse. It's even worse watching on the WWE Peacock network, whatever it is. It's worse watching on Peacock these days because you don't even get like Voodoo Child to like change it up. Like even because WWE is too cheap to pay for Voodoo Child, you just get you just get like you just get the WWE or the WCW NWO theme, which is like so instead of hearing like the NWO theme like probably 4 times a show.
Because you hear like 18 times.
Because Hogan has like 20 promos on every show, and that's separate from like all the. I mean, like, thank God for the NWOB team, the jobber theme. Thank God for the beep boo, I don't want a bing bang, beep choop, I don't want a bing bang.
That one, yeah. And then once Wolfpack came out, you heard Wolfpack like every 6 times to every 6.
Get bowdy, and rowdy. Which is a cool theme. It's a cool theme. It got significantly less cool considering I would hear that too like 4 times a show.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
and it's like I don't know the WCW themes are a mess. Like this $1 million company with access to all these different music studios and stuff. We're just like we're gonna make jobber themes
exactly.
Oh my gosh, yeah. MGT in the chat asks, who remembers Raw Underground? Yeah, I'm gonna choose to forget that one, cuz
I tried to. It still haunts me in my sleep.
MGT in the chat says, so seriously, after a year away, they're gonna return Kenny Omega on a random episode of Dynamite to team up with the Young Bucks for trios belts? Yes. First of all, one thing, it's been 9 months, has not been a year. Secondly, because you want to build up to All Out. And you want to have your biggest stars during the build-up. You want to maximize ratings. Here's the thing that people I think need to understand about wrestling and the way that the money works, the business works. And this is like this is not me trying to be like all high and mighty. This is just it's actually when you think about it, it makes sense. The majority of a wrestling company's money no longer comes from pay-per-views. They come from TV. That comes from TV deals. So you want to maximize your ratings and as well as maximize how much you build up your pay-per-views. Like AEW does a good job of doing both. They pack great Dynamites. You want to make the trios tournament mean something, right? Have the best team in the world, the best trios team in the world come out on Dynamite and battle for it. Like you're not going to have the whole trios tournament on one pay-per-view. Like that's not going to be the financially stable thing to do. You want to have Kenny Omega make his big return. I think like it also boils down to this. Tony Khan's philosophy of pro wrestling. And it's like it's very similar in a weird way to some of the good qualities that Eric Bischoff had when he was booking pro wrestling television. Right. One of like the big things that I've noticed in Tony Khan's booking is that's similar to Bischoff at least is, one time like having one thing on an episode that people don't forget. Like one big return, one big debut, one big match, one big moment, whatever it is, one thing that has everybody talking, that has everybody raving, that people do not forget. That is how AEW and both WCW at its zenith and AEW now, what they have in common. I think it's a good way to build television. MGT says, remember when... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're absolutely right. I was agreeing with you. Sorry.
MGT in the chat says, remember when Triple H used to cut long promos every week on Raw at the start of every show? You remember Triple H when he used to do it on SmackDown too? How dare he? How dare he? He cut a 20-minute promo on a taped show and then leave all of it in. That was 2 hours long. That show was only 2 hours long back then. He's like, SmackDown World Champion Triple H, worst Triple H. Like I hated him more than I hated Reign of Terror Triple H.
He was annoying.
Like, Jeff Hardy, you won my title this Sunday. Had no mercy. Dig it. Macho Man. Dig
Macho Man comes out at least once a show.
It's once a show, Macho Man. He only comes once a show. It's once a show, Macho Man.
Crap.
Could you imagine if we recorded this show and someone had to edit this gobshite?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, this show could never be recorded. Like we just never get off the ground. It's better if we just do it live, get it out.
Do it like this.
Do it live. I'll say it and we'll do it live. Freaking thing sucks. No, shout out to actually no shout out to Bill O'Reilly. Screw Bill O'Reilly. But but we love you guys. Trevor, Dynamite's coming to DC.
It is. And so is Rampage.
This is Ramp and Battle of the Belts. The big draw. Battle of the Belts. Am I right? Fun fact, I haven't watched a Battle of the Belts live.
I don't think I have either.
Because they suck.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they are. I understand why Turner does them, but they could definitely build them up a lot better than they do. They just choose not to. It's kind of annoying. But I'm also glad that, like, you know, I'm kind of glad that AEW kind of like they treat DC a very special way because we had the very first Dynamite. We had even when we had the return right to DC back in January, they did a live Rampage. And now they're doing another live Rampage and a Battle of the Belts. So it's cool that, you know, DC kind of gets like a little nod to that original Dynamite, even though
love.
Yeah, even though they're running that damn arena in Southeast. Oh my god, I gotta go all the way down to Anacostia for that.
Did you get tickets yet or no?
No, not yet. We'll get tickets. Don't worry. But oh my god, I don't want to go all the way down there, bro. So far.
You know, I mean, especially for you. Like,
I got I get on the metro, the train. Oh, it's so much.
I don't feel. Honestly, there's not much parking down there either, is it?
No, because you're in Southeast, my G. That car might not be there when you get back. That car might not be there when you get back.
Anacostia, that's well, yeah, the wheels might not be. But no, Anacostia, that's my mom's area. My mom grew up around Anacostia. That's my family originally. A DC family, anyway.
Interesting.
So I know that area.
I don't.
I don't like that area. I know it though.
Oh, I thought you said you like it.
Nope, not at all.
No.
I used to go there and play baseball. When I was playing baseball in high school, I played Anacostia a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. Well, why can't they just build a stadium in Brookland? Just could you imagine?
Right.
Could you imagine they built a stadium in Brooklyn?
I don't think it'd be much better than it would be in like Southeast.
It would be a lot easier to get to on the metro. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm
a lot easier to get to. That's about it.
I'm a red line boy. Stick to the red line, folks. Like and it's wild. Like I know it's again they don't want to run. I know why they don't want to run to Capital One Arena because it's expensive. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, it's easier to do it out of that arena.
I have a question for you. What do you think about? Because there's this talk of Dustin Rhodes. He mentioned this, and Tony Khan like shot it down, but it's an interesting idea. He mentioned the idea of AEW potentially doing 2-day pay-per-views, which here's the thing. I think it could work, especially if if they do it for All Out Weekend, because that would be a good way to do. You could have All In on a Saturday and then All Out on a Sunday.
That's not bad, actually. That's not bad.
Think about that. All In on a Saturday, All Out on a Sunday.
It's no different than like WrestleMania, you know?
Yeah. And you could run the Sears Center or the Now Arena, whatever it is. The smaller, the arena that's not in Chicago on one night, and then the United Center another night.
Right.
Get that money, Tony Khan. Give me my cut too.
Get that money.
And give me my cut, Tony. MGT says, does AEW earn a profit from their themed shows on a Dynamite? So they are earning a profit from this one. Like the House of the Dragon is actually sponsoring this Dynamite, so they're getting a good deal on that. Like they're definitely getting like some ad revenue from that. as well as TNT. But if you're talking about like Bash at the Beach and stuff like that, that's not like advertised really. That's mostly just like their special, like, but like that's just what they build it up as. Kind of like how Raw would sometimes be like, oh, this is Raw Roulette, or I'm surprised they still have not done the Raw Rumble, like a Royal Rumble thing on Raw. That would be a cool thing to do.
I'm actually surprised by that too.
So I mean, like that's really the story there. But I do know that they are probably getting paid. They're definitely getting paid for this. MDT says, which Dynamite will Kenny return at? You think? He's returning tomorrow, I think.
I think it's tomorrow. If it's not tomorrow, it's next week.
Nah, I mean the Young Bucks got a match.
Tournament starts tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Young Bucks got a match, but they got to have a tag team partner, and I know it's not Hangman Adam Page because they wouldn't have said that he wasn't gonna be if it wasn't him.
Yeah, if it was, yeah.
The Hung Bucks.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last thing I want to talk about, Trevor. What do you think about Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs, whole thing? I need to get your opinion on that.
I'm glad so I wanted to talk to you about this anyway, but I've been busy. Honestly, his promo after he lost the FTW title was one of the best promos I've ever seen him do. Like, that was a damn good promo. Like, you saw Ricky Starks grow. I mean, even if you're not a fan of Ricky Starks, you saw Ricky grow before your eyes, right? Like, you knew he could do promos, but you didn't know he could do promos that well. That was a damn good promo. So good. It was, and like, honestly, it's one of those things you felt, right? I mean, wrestling has those moments where you see something or you hear something and you feel it, right? And that's why pro wrestling is great, because a good storyline will make you feel what the wrestler's going through, what both wrestlers in the storyline are feeling. And that's what Ricky did. Ricky made you feel in that promo. And for a moment, I found myself yeah, Ricky, screaming at the screen, let's go. 504 on the way, New Orleans boy, let's do it. But
my shrimp.
But no, honestly, I love what they're doing with him now. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. I think this is the push he needs. At some point, they're probably gonna put the terrible name title on him. But yeah, I mean,
I like what you did there. But I mean, it's ironic though. The terribly named title is actually the other one, the All Atlantic one.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about terribly named title. I thought you said about TNT title. Because it's TNT.
I like that. Yes, I'm not that clever, unfortunately.
Yeah, apparently. I take a credit. Yeah. Oh my gosh, no, but you're absolutely right, spot on. But you left out one very critical thing: the role of Will Hobbs. Stabbing. He didn't just stab Ricky Starks in the back. He stabbed him in his surgically repaired neck.
Back.
That was the clubbing blow. I have never seen a clubbing blow that looked like it hurt so much. Granted, it was coming from powerhouse Will Hobbs, but
yeah.
Oh my god! Him versus Wardlow. Give me that match.
I want to see that. I want to see that match. I still want to see Wardlow versus the Giant.
Which one? The Giant. Satnam Singh.
Satnam Singh, yeah.
Satnam Singh. I want to see Wardlow. No, I want to see Wardlow versus a real Giant. The Giant at heart, Sanjay Dutt. I want to see him with the X Division champion for life, Sanjay Dutt.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It brought me joy to see Sanjay Dutt in another wrestling ring. I don't know why.
I love how he brought his little suit on and he still had the pencil. Sanjay Dutt, underrated promo. I know a lot of people they're like, oh, I don't like the Sanjay Dutt thing. I'm like, cool. I don't like a lot of stuff on TV, but I like
don't.
90% of
But
the stuff. That's fine. I like the Sanjay Dutt thing. I
I
love
I like
Satnam Singh.
Sanjay Dutt a lot.
I think Satnam Singh is like 50 times the wrestler that Omos is. I think he's better than
I think
Shanky.
so.
He's better than General Adnan.
His
Or-
you can see he still has mobility issues with his legs, but I still think he moves better than
Because
than
he just
he
got out of the
appears.
NBA. He just got out of the NBA. My man's gonna be way more mobile than any giant you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how they're
Absolutely. I
talking
forgot
about
he
it. I love how they're talking about it. Like this, Satnam Singh used to play in the NBA, former NBA Dallas Mavericks. Satnam Singh, like
I forgot he
NBA
played
on
for the
TNT
Mavericks, yeah.
live every Wednesday. Like Excalibur finds a way to get like a little ad in there too. He's always got to get a promo.
If
In
you're
there.
a fan of Dallas Mavericks, you'll love this episode.
You will love this episode because Satnam Singh is going 1-on-1 against Big Jobber Jabroni. Both of the Varsity Blondes. This week on Dynamite. What's that Brian Pillman Jr. Promo I always reference?
Oh, which one? The one where he's like screaming?
Was that one was like JR, you're sitting down like, oh, Brian, you're about to get your ass whooped.
Get your ass kicked. This is your ass whooped.
Why, JR? You're supposed to be putting them over, JR. Why?
No.
And Brian
JR
Pillman's like,
just dropped the
maybe.
mic.
JR, Brian's like, maybe. But MJF
He dropped the mic in the barbecue sauce.
not great. And I'm gonna avenge everybody.
That was a terrible promo.
This is that. Don't blame me. Blame Brian Pillman Jr.
I'm not blaming you. I'm just blaming circumstances.
I'm blaming the universe for all of this.
Exactly.
So this has been one of those shows. MGT, Surf Wrestling, CC, everybody, Liam. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for putting up with our shenanigans. Next week's episode will be better in some ways. I can guarantee that.
Just bad in other ways.
Yep. By the way, guys, I do want to. Well, I'll let you know live on the air as we're saying this. I am gonna be on vacation right after All Out, so
Okay.
no show that day. So,
Yep. I'm going out of town coming up soon. I'll let you know when.
it's okay because you guys, if you guys want more OT grabs, you can always add some because you can go check out all of our episodes in the archives here at youtube.com/Real Take Wrestling. You can also check out Wrestling with Omer, which is me just rambling for about like 40 minutes at a time.
Quite similar to this show.
It's somehow more organized. I don't know why. Like, I genuinely don't know why.
It's my fault.
I think it's okay, here's the thing. It depends on the day I'm having, where my ADHD, like, which direction it goes. But also, I think having a person there, it's really good in a way where it's like I kind of riff a little bit, a little bit more.
Yeah,
but
same.
it's not good because sometimes I'll allow myself to riff too much, like I did this episode. So apologies to you. Apologies to the fans. Apologies to everyone.
Honestly, you know what? If it wasn't that bad of a show, it was just us being us. So, and apparently these crazy people like us.
You sick maniac. You sick maniacs. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, with that notification bell. Gonna be doing a live stream for Clash at the Castle. I might be doing a live stream for AEW Dynamite tomorrow night, but we'll let you know. You guys will get that notification if you get it. If you don't, I didn't do it. But there you go. MDT, everyone, CC, Liam, Surf, Trevor.
Thanks, guys.
Be sure to follow Trevor on Twitter at TREVERTAINMENT. You should put your Cash App up there, like we talked about. Just put your Cash App up there. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at OMERQ Show, at Real Take Sports, youtube.com/Real Take Sports for all your sports needs. And until next time, everyone,
Peace.
be happy, be healthy, peace, and keep it real. Matt Cardona sucks.